Okay, so it's the slightest tip of the day, realization, whatever you want to call it. I'm making this video today, and it is June 20th, the day after Juneteenth. But I'm pulling up one of my old blog posts, because I say old now because I wrote this last year, no, in 2020, in July of 2020. And I'm rebranding my entire blog. But the quote is, until the lion learns to read and write, the story of the hunt will always be from the perspective of the hunter, and the lion will always lose. Okay, so I'm going to read the passage, then I'm going to get to talking. I wrote this, by the way. A man is roaming through the sub-Saharan desert in Africa. He sees a lion and his cub on the hunt for food, and they don't notice him. He then takes his shotgun out of the back of his truck and shoots the lion in front of his cub. Then the cub attacks the man, injuring him in his leg, but was able to get away without harm. The man takes the body of the lion and glorifies the hunt. He chops the head off, basically, is what I'm saying. He chops the head off and places it on his wall and recalls the story that left the bite on his leg. I was packing my things into the truck when this lion came and bit me. I then pulled out my gun and shot at it. I got the head here on the wall, the head of the father here on the wall to prove it. The cub is now alone in the world to fend for herself because some hunter was target practicing for his own pleasure without a care of what it meant for the cub. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for a second. Okay, so in this story, just to sum it up, so we stay on the same page. It's a cub and a papa lion, daddy and daughter. We gonna say that it's daddy and daughter, and then you got a cop. I'm just gonna use this scenario. Okay, so the cop could say that the father antagonized him. He can say anything if you only going off of his story. If you only going off of his story, who knows what really happened? Like who can tell all the facts if the people who experienced it don't relay the message all the way? And I say that because we tend to focus on one side of the story, but like it's always two sides to every story, two sides to every coin. And it's like we have to take that into real consideration before judging, before really even acting. Like we need to take a step back, breathe, and then react. Like it comes apart with your mental playing a part in everything, and not controlling your mind, but being in control of your mind. Because like if you controlling your mind, that means you manipulating yourself. And it's like that's gonna create a problem within itself. The goal isn't to be controlling everything. It isn't to have power over everything. It's to recognize your power over everything and to be gentle with it, to utilize it in a constructive way rather than a destructive way. Whatever you try to control the outcome of, it will literally fail. Like I was listening to this YouTuber and she was saying that she was in labor, and the doctor told her she said she felt her son's head in her birth canal, and the doctor told her to stop pushing. She said she ain't listen to him, and she kept pushing. And it's like we have to take those shackles off our mind and do what we know in our heart is right. We have to be able to tell our story. Because what if something would have happened and nobody ever heard the mother's story? Will we know that's what happened? Or will we only go off of what the what was said in the paperwork? See, that's where two sides to every coin come in, because you may think you over there being righteous, but whole time the person on the other side may be looking at it like who you preaching at to, like, cause you, man, I'm gonna just keep going. In this case, there are three sides to this story. Even though I said it's two sides to every coin, it is three sides to every story, for real. Cause you have my side, you got your side, and you have the truth. So in this case, you have the man's, the cubs, and the truth. And you could say that their perspective is the truth, but it is their perspective. You will only know the truth of a situation, for real, when you have an unbiased opinion on it. Because then when you actually in the situation, you privileged to it. So that means you don't see what's gonna be seen on the outside. That's why we connect that's a role that we connect as people. Because I can be sitting right here having a problem. Me and another person can sit right here having a problem. But it could be a third person that comes to be the mediator, and they help us settle that problem. We assist each other in issues and things like that. But in this case, there are three sides to every story. Three sides to the story: the man's, the cubs, and the truth. The sad truth is that the hunter killed the father in cold blood, and the cub retaliated. Since the act itself was illegal and no one was around, the hunter can say they attacked him first and he acted in self-defense, because it's all about who has the better story, who's telling the story first. He will then be glorified for protecting himself from a vicious predator. The lion will be labeled as the aggressor because he cannot speak. Well, she in this case, because he may have said that the man, I don't know, but the lion will be labeled the aggressor because they are not able to speak their truth, which makes them the bearer of the truth with a silent mouth. Because my popsy always told me a closed mouth never gets fed, and it's like, that lion's mouth will never get fed until they are able to express what happened. And the lion is metaphorical. Don't just take it for face value, okay? It's not until she learns the way of the hunter and being knowledgeable will she learn to spread her truth. Anybody can create a story that contains the truth, but no one can make your story and label it the truth. Thy who acts fast gets the fast act. So if you have an opportunity, take it. The glory goes to the one who lives in their truth. I love that. I gotta reread it. Anybody can create a story that contains the truth, but no one can make your story and label it the truth. Thy who acts fast gets the first act. Early birds gets the worm. Same thing. So if you have an opportunity, take it. The glory goes to the one who lives in their truth. A liar will never make it as far as a person who lives in their truth. Like, it's not possible. You're literally going in opposite directions. The goal could be there, but it's like they're running backwards in a marathon. If you lying, you literally running backwards in a marathon, trying to go to a finish line that's in front of you. And that's all about, like, learning yourself and being honest with yourself and facing those demons and knowing that we not perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. They may try to act and portray themselves like they are, but they not. Who wants to be perfect? Like, what is perfection? Perfection is a perfect ass lie. They like, yes, you can still use the word, just like you can still use the word beautiful, but beautiful is a mindset. Perfection is a mindset. But it's like to try to get everything to be perfect will literally drive you fucking insane. It will turn into an obsession. So perfection is a perfect lie. That's why I say that, because it's not worth that energy. And like, people be like, you're so perfect. It's a compliment in a way, yes, because we utilize words however we see fit. We give meaning to these words. They don't have a predefined personality. Like, they're not a person. Like bat. Am I talking about the animal or the stick? Like, it's like we give meaning to these words. Hi. Am I talking about my higher self? Am I talking about what I'm finna go do after this video? Or am I talking about being tall, like up high? Or am I talking about high? Or high? Like, that's what I mean. Like, we are the directors of our own reality. And in saying that, we gotta tell our story. That's why we were put here. That's why we are still here. And it's like, our descendants will only know we were here if we tell our story. So if we leave for them to tell our story, you think they're gonna tell it right? They ain't even tell our 500 years their story right. Like, they ain't even tell their history right. So how do you expect them to tell our story right? Because slavery is kind of their history too, just as much as it is ours, because they was the antagonizers. So it's like they told it from their perspective. Now let's wake up and tell ours, because nigga, we free. We not niggas no more. They can't call us niggas no more and get away with it if we don't want to, because we free. But peace and love. I'm gonna get off here.